I'm waiting for my order from Tim Hortons, but I'm totally eavesdropping on these three dudes that I thought were like stoner looking guys that were talking about like the NBA and college basketball and now the Blue Jays. And I thought they were talking about like how the college system is flawed, like politics wise, but yeah, totally eavesdropping on that conversation.
That's your change.
Thank you. Fancy tip. Can I get a tray, please? Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Hi. Welcome to Brendan's Car Talk. Season 2, Episode 5. Most of the time, I don't know what these episodes are going to be titled until I start talking. Most of the time, I don't know what I'm going to talk about until I just start rambling. But this one's definitely going to be talking to opening up about others and finding your support group. So, this is a recurring theme. You'll hear it on my vlog this week. You'll hear it on the podcast today, where I open up probably way too much in like almost an hour and a half with Shane Saber. Oh, excuse me. Hiccup burp kind of thing. But one of my dogs, Emma, my sister's dog, passed away on Saturday at 11 and a half years old, maybe 12. And yeah, so it's hit like everyone in my family hard. But I explained on the podcast, it didn't hit me as hard. Like I was told, and I didn't cry immediately. When I held her after she passed away, wrapped in a towel, I cried, and I was petting her, and like I kissed her on the head and stuff, and like that made me feel better. Like I wasn't a sociopath for not feeling upset that one of my dogs passed away. But this was definitely the dog that didn't like me, and everyone else favorited this dog over me. But yeah, either way, I needed someone to talk to. Last week on Thursday, I wrestled a charity-ish show put on by Megan Boys Entertainment in North York. On Friday, how do I keep forgetting what I did Friday? Oh, Friday I wrestled on Crossbody's first showcase show, which was awesome. They're going to run every other Friday. Next show, the only match announced is a Blue Ribbon Championship, and that match is myself versus Pretty Ricky. And then Saturday, I was supposed to go to London with Tarek, Kingdom James, Shane Saber, and John Greed. John Greed got added to our carpool late, and he wanted to keep pushing the time to pick him up. We were all supposed to meet up in Mississauga at 1. He wanted me to meet him at 1:30. I told everyone else, just go ahead, and I'll go. But when I was just out of the shower, like 11:45-ish, I get called that my dog passed away. I didn't feel upset. I looked at my other dogs because I was the only one in the house. My dad called me, and he was coming home from wherever he was, where he was working. He was sad. I could hear that he was holding back tears. And then I got called from my sister and my mom to go to the vet. The vet was only like 3 minutes away from our house. And met up with them. Didn't feel sad. It goes over on the podcast why like my thing with my family is so volatile and toxic. But yeah, listen to that on the podcast. It's an hour and a half of me rambling, and will be pretty hard to follow along, but I need to vent. This is Brendone episode 10. So yeah, ... But unfortunately, everyone I knew and I'm close to is pretty much wrestlers. And everyone, for the most part, was going to be in London for Smash Wrestling on Saturday. Except one of my buddies, Gabriel Fuerza, was going to go with Alexia and Nicole, and they were leaving a little later, and I texted him. I was like, hey, did you leave yet? I need someone to talk to and just, like, vent and try to figure out how I feel about this and how it makes me feel. I got a chance. He said they didn't go yet. Me and Alex have gotten closer over the last few months as friends, and we talked, and I was like, I'm cool if she's there. We ended up talking. I vented. They understood some things, but So, like, legitimately, I talk about this on the podcast. Like, I feel like I've really developed close friendships and relationships in the last, I don't know, I'd say 2 years, not even 3 or 5. That's when I started these friendships, but they weren't close until the last 2 years. Like Mark Wheeler, Jody Threat, Brent Banks, Shane Saber, Gabriel Fuerza, Alexia Nicole now. Like, all these people I consider actual dear and close friends. Everyone that watches these vlogs, everyone that watches or listens to my podcast, anyone that pretty much buys my merch likes me more and knows me more as a person because I put it out there. But yeah, when it comes to terms with like all of this stuff, at least, I don't understand what this kid's doing. This kid's shoveling the street. It's no defrosting. I don't understand what he's doing. Yeah, so I'm just pulling into my driveway now. But I used to say that, like, 10 years ago, I don't know who would ever even come to my funeral. Now I look at it and I think of how many people's weddings I would go to. So yeah, like, that's definitely a change of mindset. But I talk about this on the podcast, and people talk about depression and stuff. I was never fully depressed. I just had a bunch of other problems. I'm definitely very volatile. I'm sure I have some sort of autistic behaviors. Very bipolar for the most part, but I feel like there's so many things wrong with me that if I ever get medicated for anything, it'll just fuck up the thin line that I'm already straddling in general. But 10 years ago, I didn't have friends because I never made an effort to actually be friends with anyone that wasn't between 8 a.m. and 3 p.m. for high school. Perform magic, whatever. But I skipped school, and not to go drink or do drugs or party. It was to stay home and play video games and eat pizza pockets. Not the best life, which leads to you not feeling well, not having any actual friends that aren't on the PlayStation Network or Facebook friends you met on, like, forums or stuff like that. So what I'm just saying is put yourself out there, because the podcast with Shane Saber today that I keep promoting that you should listen to really get a peek inside my head. There's police sirens. It was my own fault. Open up to people, because you don't know what other people are dealing with, and they might not be dealing with the same things as you, but they're dealing with other stuff. And then also they might actually have similar scenarios to you. Like me and Shane Saber talked about why we didn't want to invite people over to our houses for different reasons, but similar reasons. So yeah, there's that. All my follows things are in the description and coming up. Brendone C. Holden Pro. Thank you. Message me, holdenpro@hotmail.com, Brendone_Caulfield@hotmail.com, Twitter, Instagram, DMs, Facebook Messenger. I'll get back to you. But thanks for listening to my ramblings, and they'll continue. Just open up. Find a group of friends. There's this website called like meetup.com where it's like different people meet up to watch movies. Try different food places, Yelp reviews, stuff like that. Just like find the clothes. I personally think that should always be some sort of physical activity. Like when I was younger, it was soccer, and then it became magic, and now it's pro wrestling. So I'm a big proponent of physical activity and health. But open up. Find your friends. Find your support group. Thank you very much for listening to my ramblings.